us here, Preacher at Large, teaching the word, inspiring, 3 minutes at a time. Okay, now we're on the third try. Having to switch browsers twice now, update a browser. Hopefully the audio is better now because the Firefox audio stinks, just in case you want to know. All right, so in the Old Testament, God revealed himself to the world through the Hebrew people, aka the Israelites. He showed his power and his might, and also his mercy and grace. In the New Testament, God revealed his salvation through Jesus' blood on the cross. Now, the Israelites, they slowly turned from God into their own ways. And we read many of prophets in the Old Testament lamenting over Jerusalem. Oh, Jerusalem, right? Things were going bad. Stuff is wrong. A lot of lamenting, a lot of prophecies about how Jerusalem lost her way. In Romans chapter 9, where I've been reading today, Paul's given us a message about the Israelites rejecting God. The Israelites started out loving God, but then they leaned into their own understanding, into their own ways, into their own works, into the fact that they were children of the promise, right? They were children of Abraham. And they slowly lost sight of the ways of God. Paul announced that the Gentiles were offered salvation, right? And I can imagine that the Israelites were going crazy. What are you talking about? They can't be saved. They're not part of the promised people, right? They're not the Israelite nation. They didn't work for it. They didn't know the law. They weren't the chosen people. But Paul's message was simple. We are saved by being a child of the promise, not a child of the flesh. You see, they leaned into the flesh, the Israelites, and tried to lean on the fact that they were from Abraham's bosom. But Paul was letting them know, right, that it doesn't matter what you've done, what family you're from, what status, class, color, or race you are. What matters is that you are a child of the promise by accepting Jesus Christ and rejecting the flesh, aka the worldly way. So I want to ask you, are you a child of the promise? Meaning, are you seeking God by faith? Or are you a child of the flesh, trying to rely on the law or your birthright? Can I encourage you to be a child of the promise and lean on Jesus Christ and the blood that was shed for you? Now, go get your face in the Bible.